Chosen one. I want you to take a moment and pause. Close your eyes and imagine this: the storm that has been raging in your life is finally over. You may not feel it yet, but it's true. The hardest part of your journey, both the battles that were external and the ones that took place deep within, is complete. The struggle that has weighed so heavily on your heart and mind, the struggle that you thought might never end, has finally reached its conclusion. Yet here you are, still bracing for the next fight, still holding your breath, as if the war is ongoing. You've carried the weight for so long, and the victory might feel distant, even unacknowledged. But today, I am here to tell you something crucial: the war ended. The battle that seemed never ending has already concluded. The hardest part of your life, the part that tested your very core, is done. Now I understand if you're wondering why you don't feel the relief yet. It's because you haven't received the announcement that everyone else has. You've been in the trenches fighting without hearing the sound of the trumpet signaling the end of the war. No one told you that the enemy has already withdrawn. But I'm here to make sure you hear it now. The fighting is over. The hard work, the pain, the tears, the moments of wondering if you'd ever be free from this weight, it's all behind you. Yes, the scars are real, the memories are still fresh, and the emotional toll may still echo in your spirit. But in the divine realm, your status has already changed. You've gone from being in battle to being cleared for landing. Your fight has been acknowledged, your endurance has been honored, and now it's time to step into the next phase of your journey. There's something incredibly powerful about understanding that the hardest part of your journey has already ended. When you realize this, you can finally begin to breathe. The pressure you've felt, the anxiety, the feeling of always being on edge, it no longer defines you. It's easy to feel as though you're still in the middle of the struggle when you don't see the end. But I am here to tell you that the fight is over. The enemy has withdrawn. The war that once seemed like it would never end, the battle that threatened to swallow you whole, has finally ended. I know you may be questioning this after all. The weight may still be heavy on your shoulders, and you might still feel the tension in your chest. But hear me when I say this is the moment of transition. The battle is over, and now you're stepping into a new phase, a victorious one. The most difficult part of your journey is behind you, and though you may not feel it yet, it's time to acknowledge this truth. It's time to stop bracing for the next blow and start preparing for the peace and purpose that lie ahead. You don't have to keep fighting anymore. The victory is yours. The only thing left is to receive it. You've earned this moment of relief, this moment of rest, and it's time for you to step into the new phase of your journey with the strength and wisdom you've gained from the battles you've fought. The struggle is over and the victory is yours. So let yourself feel this truth: the war is over. It's done. And now you're free to move forward into the new chapter of your life. Chosen one. You've been fighting a battle for so long, it's hard to even imagine what it would feel like if the fight were truly over. Every day you woke up to the weight of uncertainty pressing on your shoulders, bracing yourself for the next challenge, the next trial, the next hardship. The physical and emotional exhaustion has taken its toll on you. You've reached the point where it feels as though every part of your body is screaming for rest, yet your mind can't stop scanning for the next blow, the next threat, the next moment when everything will crumble again. This constant state of alertness has become so familiar that it's difficult to recognize when the danger has passed, when the war you've been fighting in the unseen realm is finally over. But let me tell you this: the battle has ended. It ended not because you were ready for it, not because you reached some magical moment of victory, It ended because the decision was made long ago in a place you couldn't see, in a realm beyond your understanding. The peace treaty was signed. The enemy has withdrawn. And yet here you are, still in the trenches, waiting for the announcement that the war is over. It's like a soldier who has fought tirelessly on the battlefield, enduring every attack, pushing through every moment of fear and doubt, only to realize later that the peace treaty was signed while they were still on the front lines. They never heard the announcement. No one told them that the battle had been won. No one informed them that the enemy had surrendered, that the war was no longer their responsibility. They were still holding their breath, ready for the next fight, even though it had already ended. That's exactly where you are right now, chosen one. The war is over, but you've never been told. And because of that, your spirit remains in a state of constant defense, of waiting for the next attack, when in reality, you've already crossed into a new season. You've survived the hardest moments, and you've been transformed by every battle you fought. But until you hear this announcement, you won't fully realize the weight that has been lifted from you. The hardest part of your journey is officially over. It's hard to accept this truth because for so long, you've been living in survival mode. You've been conditioned to fight, to push through, to endure no matter what. Even when the weight became unbearable, you kept going because you had no choice. There was no way to escape the battle. And even now, as you read these words, a part of you may still be holding on to the belief that there's more to come, that the struggle isn't truly over. But I need you to understand this: the decision has already been made. The hardest part of your journey, every trial, every heartache, every moment of despair is over. The peace treaty has been signed in the spiritual realm. Heaven has already declared victory on your behalf. The enemy has already withdrawn, and now it's time for you to step into the rest that has been waiting for you. You may not feel it yet. You may still feel the weight of everything you've been through. But I promise you, the battle is finished. Your spirit has already crossed over into the new season. What you're experiencing now is simply the process of catching up to what has already been decided in the unseen world. You've been fighting in a war that was already won. Your strength, your endurance, your courage, everything you've poured into this battle has already been recognized. You've already emerged victorious, even if you don't feel like it yet. So now that you know, let yourself receive the truth of what has already happened. The war is over. The hardest part is behind you. The decision has been made. It's time for you to step into the peace that is rightfully yours. The battle that once defined your existence, that once shaped every moment of your life, is no longer yours to fight. You've already won, and now it's time to rest. It's time to move forward with the confidence that the hardest part of your journey is finally over. Chosen one, while you were going through your trials on earth, something far greater was happening in the spiritual realm. You were fighting battles in a place you couldn't see yet. Every moment of struggle you endured here was echoed in a realm beyond your understanding. Picture this: an ancient Colosseum, vast and unyielding, its stone walls stretching endlessly into darkness, its floors scarred from centuries of battles fought by those who came before you. This Colosseum isn't a metaphor. It's a real place that exists beyond what you can touch or perceive, a place where spiritual warriors like yourself are tested. In the center of that arena stood you alone, exhausted yet unyielding. You couldn't see the crowd, but they were there, surrounding you in a dense, invisible presence. You couldn't hear them, but their eyes were fixed on every move you made. Row after row of witnesses filled the stands, their gaze steady, their attention unwavering. Angels, ancestors, and spiritual beings from realms you have never seen were watching your every step, every moment of doubt, every time you rose back to your feet despite the weight of the world on your shoulders. The Colosseum was alive with their presence. They saw your pain, your effort, your resilience, but you didn't know they were there. You fought without knowing you were never truly alone. Your struggle, your fight to overcome was witnessed by beings who knew what it meant to endure, to suffer, to rise again. Yet you fought by faith, not by sight. You didn't see the crowd cheering for you. You didn't hear the angels rallying behind you. And you didn't feel the power of those who had gone before you, lifting you up in spirit. You fought in silence, believing in something you couldn't see, holding on to a truth that transcended your immediate circumstances. That's the power of faith. It wasn't about what you could physically see or feel in that moment. It was about believing in the unseen, trusting that your struggle had purpose, even when it felt like you were battling alone. Every swing of your weapon, every step forward you took, when your legs felt like they would give out every time you chose to keep fighting, instead of giving in, those were moments of unwavering faith. You believed in something greater than the pain, something more powerful than the enemy you were facing, even though you couldn't see it with your eyes. You fought with the assurance that there was more happening than you could perceive. The victory you were fighting for wasn't just for the physical realm. It was a victory that had already been celebrated in the spiritual realm. Those angels, those ancestors, and the cloud of witnesses, every single one of them stood in awe of you. They knew what you couldn't see, that this battle was shaping you into someone greater than you had ever imagined. You were not just enduring a fight, you were being transformed, being forged into a warrior who would carry the weight of greater responsibility and purpose in the next phase of your journey. And here's the truth you need to grasp. This victory wasn't just for you. You fought with the support of the unseen realm, and they rejoiced in every victory, no matter how small. You may not have seen them, but they were there celebrating with you in the spiritual realm, marking each moment of resilience as a triumph. You weren't fighting just for your own survival. You were fighting to claim the victory that was already set aside for you. You fought because you trusted that your faith would carry you even when you couldn't see the outcome. You fought with a belief that the victory was already won, even when your circumstances made you question whether you could make it through. Now chosen one, the victory is yours. You've fought and you've conquered in the realm you couldn't see. And those who witnessed your battle, those who watched you rise and fight again and again, they're rejoicing with you now. They see the strength you gained, the lessons you learned, and the transformation that has taken place in you. The victory isn't just yours. It's a victory shared with the spiritual realm, a triumph that echoes through time, marking the moment when you stepped into your true power. And though you may not have seen them before, the crowd in the Colosseum is still cheering you on. Chosen one, the battle you've fought was not just a fight of flesh and blood, but a spiritual battle in a realm beyond your understanding. While you endured the hardships of life on earth, there was another fight taking place in the invisible arena, a place where your spirit stood against forces you couldn't see. This arena, though invisible to your eyes, was filled with spiritual beings, ancestors, and angels, witnesses, who saw every moment of your struggle, every drop of sweat, every tear shed in silence. They were there in the stands surrounding you, with their watchful gaze observing every move you made. This cloud of witnesses, as described in Hebrews 12:1, was not a metaphor. It was a real, powerful force, a gathering of those who have gone before you, as well as beings who are assigned to you in the spiritual realm. These witnesses knew what you were going through, not just because they had experienced battles of their own, but because they had been assigned to watch over you during your fight. They stood with you in spirit, cheering you on when you thought you were alone, urging you to keep going, even when you couldn't see the way forward. Imagine the weight of that moment. While you struggled in the visible world fighting battles that no one else could understand, the spiritual realm watched. Your ancestors, those who fought their own battles long before you, were part of this cloud of witnesses. They saw every moment of pain you experienced, and they witnessed every victory you claimed. They knew what it meant to endure in silence, to stand firm in the face of hardship, and they were rooting for you every step of the way. They saw the strength in your spirit, the courage in your heart, even when you doubted yourself. Alongside them were angels, beings of light and strength assigned to guard and guide you. Angels who witnessed your battles not as passive observers, but as active participants in the unseen realm. Though you couldn't feel their presence, they were there ready to intervene when needed, ready to shield you from forces that sought to overwhelm you. But perhaps the most profound truth of all is that you fought this battle without ever being able to see these witnesses. You fought by faith, not by sight. The strength you carried, the perseverance you displayed, was not based on what you could see with your eyes, but on the belief that you were not alone. You fought in a battle that was witnessed by beings from both your bloodline and the divine realm, yet you did so without the reassurance of their presence. This is the essence of true faith, the ability to fight when you can't see the outcome, to keep going, even when the victory seems far away. Hebrews 12:1 speaks to this faith. Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. You chosen one were surrounded by this cloud of witnesses, whether you knew it or not. They were there not to fight the battle for you, but to witness your strength, to cheer you on, to honor your ability to fight when the world around you remained unaware of your struggle. You may have felt as though you were fighting alone, but in the spiritual realm, the battle was being watched by those who understood what it meant to endure. This is where your true victory lies, not just in overcoming the external challenges, but in enduring when no one could see your pain, when no one could hear your cries. Your faithfulness in the unseen battle, your ability to keep fighting even when it felt like no one was watching, is what has made you a spiritual warrior. Your victory is not just a personal triumph. It's a collective one witnessed by those in the invisible realm who have seen you endure with strength and grace. Now, as you reflect on the journey, understand that this invisible arena was not a place of defeat, but a place where your true spiritual power was forged. It was here in this unseen space that you proved your resilience, that you fought not for recognition, but for the sake of what you knew was right. You fought with faith in something greater than yourself, and that faith carried you through to the victory that has now been declared. The battle in the invisible arena is over, but its impact will continue to resonate with you as you walk forward in the strength and purpose that have been forged in the fire of your struggles. Chosen one, you've been waiting for the end of your battle for so long, and yet it may seem as if the victory came at a time when you least expected it. You may have been praying for the storm to end, wishing for the weight to lift, hoping that the struggles would finally cease. But here's the profound truth: the battle didn't end when you wanted it to. It ended when it was supposed to. It ended when the divine timer hit zero. This is the essence of divine timing. It doesn't operate according to human schedules or expectations. It doesn't follow the rhythm of our days or the urgency of our emotions. It follows God's perfect plan, a plan that is far beyond our understanding, yet always perfectly aligned with our needs. You may have asked, why now? Why not earlier when I first started begging for relief? Why not later when I might have felt stronger? But the truth is, God's timing is not about convenience or comfort. It's about precision and purpose. The exact moment when the battle ended was divinely orchestrated, and every trial you faced, every tear you shed, every ounce of strength you poured into enduring the battle was leading you to this precise moment. It was a moment that couldn't have happened sooner and couldn't have happened later. It had to be this way. The divine timer, unseen by your eyes but always ticking in the background, has its own pace. You might not have seen it counting down, but it was there faithfully marking each second, each day, each season. And now, as you stand on the other side of that battle, you are witnessing the result of that perfect timing. The victory was always meant to be yours, but it was always meant to come at the exact right moment, when you had reached a place of readiness, when you had learned everything you needed to learn, and when your spirit had been strengthened enough to carry the weight of the next chapter. This timing isn't random, it's divine, and it is always precise. When the time was right, when the spiritual realm had witnessed enough of your endurance, your transformation, and your ability to keep going despite the odds, the divine timer hit zero. The battle ended not because you fought harder or longer, but because the appointed time for your struggle was complete. It's in this moment of divine alignment that you find yourself receiving this message. The fact that you're reading or hearing these words right now is no coincidence. This moment, this exact moment, is part of the divine orchestration that has been unfolding in your life. God has arranged every detail, every step, every hardship, and every breakthrough, leading you to this very point in time. You may think it's a random occurrence that you've stumbled upon this message by chance. But nothing about this is by accident. The fact that you are receiving this now is evidence of God's perfect timing in your life. This moment is a direct result of everything that has come before it, and it is setting the stage for everything that is to come. The time for your battle to end, for you to step into peace, and for you to transition into the next phase of your journey has arrived. And it's arrived at the exact right time, in alignment with the divine rhythm of your life. So as you stand here on the other side of your battle, know that the end wasn't just a matter of circumstance. It was a matter of divine timing. You didn't just make it through. You made it through exactly when you were meant to. The victory has been delivered to you not because you worked harder or because you tried to force it, but because God knew that this was the moment you were ready to receive it. Everything in your journey has led to this moment, and now it's time to embrace it fully. Trust in the divine timing that has brought you here. Trust that everything is unfolding as it should, and that this moment of rest, peace, and victory is exactly where you need to be. The battle ended not by your timing, but by God's. And in His perfect timing, you are now stepping into the blessings and the purpose that have been waiting for you all along. So let go of the doubt and the confusion about why it happened when it did. Accept the truth that God's timing is flawless, and it has brought you to this beautiful moment of victory and transition. Now, with every step forward, you can walk in the confidence that you are exactly where you're meant to be. Chosen one, as you stand here now, victorious on the other side of your battle. I know a part of you still wonders, why did it have to be so hard? Why did I have to endure such a long and difficult season? It's a question that often lingers in our minds after we've made it through the storm, still feeling the weight of the battle we fought. You may look back and wonder why the road had to be so rough, why the pain was so intense, why the struggle seemed endless. But let me share something with you. The difficulty of your battle was not in vain. It wasn't just a random series of unfortunate events or cruel twists of fate. The hardness of the season you endured was part of the process. It was necessary. Every challenge, Every hardship, every moment that felt like it might break you, was a stepping stone in your spiritual growth. You were being transformed, chosen one, and transformation doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in the fire. Just like gold must go through intense heat to be purified, so too must your spirit go through trials to be refined. The challenges you faced were not meant to defeat you, but to shape you. They were the very things that forged your strength, deepened your faith, and stretched your capacity for resilience. Each struggle you overcame added something invaluable to your character. Each hardship you survived increased your spiritual strength, making you someone who is now capable of carrying the weight of greater responsibility and purpose. These difficult seasons were not random tests, they were divinely ordained moments that allowed you to step into a new version of yourself. It's hard to see that when you're in the middle of the storm, but now that you're on the other side, you can begin to understand the bigger picture. The hardship was a necessary part of your journey, chosen one. Without it, you wouldn't be who you are today. The strength you carry now, the wisdom you've gained, and the unshakable faith you hold were all born from the very battles that seemed like they would break you. The hardest parts of your life were never meant to defeat you. They were meant to prepare you for something greater. You see, what you've just come through was not the end of your story, but a beginning. Each struggle was a stepping stone, each moment of pain, a building block, all leading you toward the incredible purpose that is waiting for you in the next chapter of your life. The seasons of hardship you endured were not wasted. They were investments in your future. They prepared you for the assignments that are ahead of you, the responsibilities you will now carry with wisdom and grace. Your challenges have shaped your identity, molding you into someone who is resilient, faithful, and unbreakable. You are stronger now, not because life has been easy, but because you have faced the hardest trials and still chosen to rise. Now, when the next challenge comes, you will face it with a strength you didn't have before, with wisdom gained from the hardships you've overcome. The battle was difficult, yes, but it was necessary. It was the soil from which your true self has sprouted. It was the refining fire that has purified you, making you worthy of the purpose you were always meant to fulfill. In the moment, it may have seemed impossible. You may have wondered how you could ever make it through, but now, standing in this moment of victory, you can see that it was all part of the plan. The hardest seasons weren't just tests, they were invitations to grow, to expand, to transform into the person you were always meant to be. And now, as you step forward, you carry the strength and wisdom of everything you've endured. You have been equipped for greatness. The path ahead may still have challenges, but they will no longer feel as daunting. You now walk with the confidence that you can overcome whatever comes your way, because you know without a doubt that the hardest part is over. The transformation is complete. You are ready. Chosen one, what you've just come through is not simply the end of a battle. It's the culmination of 2 deaths. Yes, you fought through external circumstances that seemed impossible, but there's something deeper at play here, something more profound. You didn't just survive the external battle, the circumstances that challenged you, the pain that tested you, the hardship that seemed never-ending. You also underwent an internal transformation, a rebirth. The death you experienced wasn't only circumstantial, it was the death of an old version of yourself, an old identity that no longer served your highest purpose. This dual death, the death of your circumstances and the death of who you were before, is what has made this transformation so powerful. You fought through the external struggle, but the real shift happened in the unseen parts of you. You were shedding an identity that no longer aligned with who you were meant to become. In the heat of the battle, you couldn't see it, But now looking back, you can begin to understand the depth of what happened. You let go of an old way of being, an old mindset, an old identity that was limiting your potential. The pressure, the pain, and the challenge stripped away the parts of you that had to go. This internal death was just as real as the circumstantial one. It was a death of comfort, a death of self-doubt, a death of fear. It was the death of the person who believed they weren't enough, that they couldn't overcome, that they weren't worthy of the victories that were ahead. And in this sacred, invisible process, the old version of you was buried, and the new you began to emerge. But let me tell you this, rebirth didn't come without its own challenges. There's something called resurrection sickness, a strange, disorienting feeling that comes after you've experienced a deep internal transformation. It's the feeling of being caught between who you were and who you are becoming. You're not the person you were before. Those old habits, those old fears, those old ways of thinking are gone. But at the same time, you haven't fully stepped into the new version of yourself yet. You're in the in-between, and that space can feel uncomfortable. It's like being in a place where you don't fully recognize yourself, and yet there's a sense of something powerful bubbling inside you, waiting to emerge. This is the paradox of resurrection. You feel lost, but you're actually being reborn. The old you has died, and yet you're not quite sure what the new you looks like yet. The victory has already been won. The transformation has already begun. But you're in the process of adapting to a new identity that you're still learning to fully embrace. It's normal to feel strange, to feel disconnected, to not recognize yourself in the mirror. But this discomfort is proof of your transformation. It's a sign that something new is growing inside you, something more aligned with your true purpose, something that is ready to rise with a strength and clarity you've never known before. Resurrection sickness isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of immense power being born within you. It's the growing pains of your soul adjusting to the new version of yourself that you're becoming. It's the process of learning to walk again after you've been spiritually reborn. The person who walked through the battles, who endured the struggles, who faced the darkest moments of their life, they are gone. And while you may feel a sense of loss, a longing for the old you that you once knew, what's emerging is something far greater. You are no longer bound by the identity that once limited you. You are being reborn into someone stronger, wiser, more resilient, and more connected to your divine purpose than ever before. This is the sacred process of transformation, the journey from death to resurrection. And though it may feel uncomfortable, now know that you are exactly where you need to be. The old you has died, and now you are walking through the process of becoming the person you were always meant to be. The awkwardness, the disorientation, the feeling of being lost. It's all part of the process. It's the proof that you are being reshaped, remade, and renewed. What you're feeling right now is not a setback. It's the birth pangs of a new identity, a new version of yourself that is ready to rise. Just as Jesus rose from the dead, after 3 days, so too have you emerged from your trials, your hardships, and your struggles, reborn into the new person you were always destined to be. Embrace this process. Trust it. Know that the disorientation you feel now will soon give way to clarity and purpose as you step fully into the person you are becoming. You've died twice, once to your circumstances and once to your old identity, but now you are walking in resurrection, and nothing, not even the deepest of struggles, can take that away from you. Chosen one, as you reflect on the journey you've just walked through, you may see your scars not as marks of pain or defeat, but as symbols of your mastery. These aren't just wounds that you've carried with you. They are certifications of endurance, of discernment, of faith. Every scar you bear tells a story, not of weakness, but of spiritual victory, and each one represents a battle you fought with courage and resilience. Think about it: every trial, every struggle you faced, every moment when you thought you couldn't go on, was an opportunity for growth. And those very moments that tested your limits have left their mark on you, your scars. But these scars are not reminders of the wounds you've endured. They are the physical evidence of what you have mastered. They are symbols of the qualities you've developed through the fire, the spiritual qualities that are now etched into your soul. Each scar represents a victory over fear, a victory over doubt, a victory over the parts of you that tried to hold you back. They are the seals of your endurance, the proof that you stood strong when the world tried to knock you down. These scars are more than just reminders of the past. They are your qualifications for what's to come. They are the marks that indicate you are ready for the next phase of your journey. The battles you fought weren't in vain. Each scar you bear has prepared you for the challenges ahead, giving you the tools you need to face what lies in front of you with a new level of strength and wisdom. These scars will not just be visible on your skin. In the spiritual realm, they glow with power. They are shining beacons marking you as someone who has been through the fire and emerged stronger, someone who has overcome what most could never endure. In the unseen world, your scars aren't faded and dull. They radiate with the light of your transformation. Every battle you've faced, every hardship you've survived, adds to the brilliance of those scars, and they stand as proof of your readiness for what comes next. You see, the spiritual realm doesn't look at scars the way the world does. In this higher realm, your scars don't signify failure or defeat. They signify your growth, your spiritual maturation, and your ability to carry the weight of greater responsibility. They mark you as someone who has learned, who has fought, and who has emerged victorious. And because of this, your scars are now your qualifications for the next level of your journey. They are the credentials that certify you are ready for the assignment that lies ahead. Just as a warrior who has won a battle is given the honor of leading, the next your scars have earned you the right to step into a new phase of your purpose. These scars are not just signs of survival. They are badges of honor worn proudly to show the world and the spiritual realm that you have endured and overcome. They are your spiritual trophies, your proof of mastery in the areas of endurance, faith, discernment, and resilience. Every scar is a testimony of your strength and your capacity to handle more than you ever thought possible. And as you step forward into the future, those scars will serve as guiding lights, illuminating the path ahead and reminding you of the inner strength you've cultivated. You are no longer the person who entered those battles. You are someone new, someone stronger, someone more capable. And those scars, those beautiful symbols of mastery, will guide you as you move into the next chapter of your life. In the spiritual realm, those who have seen you fight are witnessing your transformation, recognizing that you are now equipped with the wisdom and strength needed to walk boldly into your destiny. Your scars are not marks of pain, they are your credentials glowing with the power of your transformation, ready to lead you into the next phase of your divine journey. The challenges you faced, the battles you fought, have all led to this moment, where you are not just surviving, but thriving, and these scars will continue to shine as symbols of everything you've mastered. Chosen one, now that the hardest part of your journey is behind you, it's time to turn your attention to what lies ahead. The victory you've experienced is not the end. It is simply the beginning of a new phase in your divine journey. You've fought hard, endured unimaginable struggles, and emerged victorious. But now you must prepare yourself for the next chapter, the proving period. This is the phase where your character, your growth, and your new skills are tested. After the battle and the rest, you now step into a season where your qualifications, your spiritual certifications, are put to the test in new ways. The proving period isn't about failure, it's about confirmation. It's the time where you demonstrate to yourself and to the universe that you are ready for what comes next. You may have rested, healed, and gathered your strength, but now it's time to see how well you've integrated the lessons you've learned from your battles. The next assignment will require you to apply everything you've gained, the endurance, the discernment, the faith, and the wisdom that you've cultivated through the hardships you've faced. You've been prepared for this moment, even though it might not always feel like it. Your spirit has been shaped and refined, and you have everything you need to face the challenges ahead with grace and strength. This is where the true power of your transformation comes into play. You've learned how to fight, how to endure, and how to rise when the world tried to keep you down. Now the proving period will challenge you to stand in your new identity and walk confidently into the new roles you are being called to fulfill. But understand this chosen one, your next assignment, will not be like the battles you've faced before. It will be custom designed to match your new identity, your new certifications, and your unique path. The universe, the divine realm, knows exactly what you are capable of now, and the next assignment is perfectly tailored to stretch you further, to refine you more, and to use all of the skills you've acquired for the greater good. It will be a task that resonates deeply with your soul, one that aligns with the purpose you've been prepared for all this time. You will recognize it immediately when it comes. It will fit you like a glove, and the moment it presents itself, you will know that it is the natural next step in your journey. This is not a random assignment. It's divinely orchestrated to match your growth and your readiness. The next phase will feel like a natural extension of everything you've been through, but it will also push you to new heights. This is where your new identity as a spiritual warrior, someone who has survived and thrived, comes to life in ways you never imagined. The proving period is not a time of uncertainty or fear. It's a time of opportunity. You will step into this new assignment with the confidence that you are fully equipped. You've faced the hardest battles. You've overcome what seemed impossible. You've been prepared for this moment, and now the universe is going to give you the stage to show the world what you've learned. The next assignment will require everything you've mastered: your strength, your wisdom, your resilience, and your faith. It will be challenging, yes, but it will also be incredibly rewarding. As you walk through this period of proving, you'll feel the echoes of everything you've endured, and it will drive you forward. The universe has watched your every move, and now it's time for you to show up fully in your divine purpose. The proving period is the final step before you are fully launched into the calling that has always been meant for you. It's the phase where you test what you've learned, and the assignment you're about to step into will be a reflection of all that you have become. You will walk into this new phase of your life knowing that you are not the same person who started the journey. You are stronger, wiser, and more capable than ever before. And when this new assignment comes, you will recognize it instantly because it will align with the very essence of who you are now. You are ready, chosen one. The proving period is the bridge to your greater purpose, and you are more than equipped to walk through it with grace and strength. The challenges ahead are not there to break you, they are there to propel you forward into the life you were always meant to live. Trust in this new phase and step into your divine purpose with the confidence that you are fully prepared for what lies ahead. Chosen one, as you stand on the other side of the hardest battle you've ever faced, you might feel an overwhelming sense of relief, even gratitude for how far you've come. The weight that once pressed on your spirit is lighter now, and you've earned the peace that's waiting for you. But there's something you must know. Even after victory, new challenges will arise, challenges that are often unexpected, yet just as real. These are the attacks that follow victory, and while they might try to undermine your peace, you can recognize them and stand strong. The first attack is dread during peace. You've been through so much, and now when things are finally calm, you may start to feel an unsettling fear. It's as if in the quiet, something bad is looming on the horizon. The peace that you've longed for feels unfamiliar, and part of you fears that this calm is just the calm before the storm. But here's what you need to understand. This dread is not your intuition. It's an attack on your peace. It's the enemy's way of trying to steal your sense of safety, to make you doubt that you truly deserve rest. When you feel this, recognize it for what it is. Say to yourself, "This is a post-victory attack. My peace is sealed. It cannot be taken." Remind yourself that you've earned this peace and it is here to stay. Shift your focus to the present and affirm 3 facts. I am safe. I am here, and the hardest part is over. This mental reset will remind your mind and body that you have nothing to fear. The second attack is comparison poison. It creeps in when you begin to look around at others and their victories. You may see someone else's breakthrough and immediately start to feel like yours is insignificant or incomplete. Maybe their success seems bigger, their journey more glamorous, their victory more well-earned. Comparison is a trap, chosen one, and it will poison your peace if you let it. The remedy is simple. Remind yourself that your journey is unique. What you've been through is yours and yours alone. What you've achieved has its own weight, its own value. Whenever you feel the sting of comparison, counter it with your own affirmations. My battle earned me endurance. My journey earned me wisdom. My success is just as valuable as anyone else's. Speak it, feel it, and release the poison comparison tries to inject into your soul. The third attack is phantom threats. This is the sneaky kind where your mind starts to create fears from the past, fears that no longer have any hold on you. You may feel anxious, thinking that the same struggles you've just overcome will return, that new dangers are waiting just around the corner. These phantom threats will feel real, but they are nothing more than shadows of past fears, things that no longer have a hold on you. When they arise, simply acknowledge them with a mental reset. That was then, but I am not the person who went through that. That season is sealed, and the new me has defenses the old version never had. Separate yourself from the fear of the past and step fully into the power of your present self. The fourth attack is unworthiness. After all you've been through, it's easy to fall into the trap of feeling like you don't deserve the peace or the blessings that are now yours. When the door of opportunity opens, when a blessing arrives, the enemy might whisper, "You don't deserve this. You haven't earned it. It's too good for someone like you." This is a lie. You've fought for every victory, every ounce of peace, and you are worthy of the blessings that come your way. When this attack hits, speak your truth. I earned this. I am qualified for this blessing. My struggles have shaped me into someone capable of receiving everything that is coming to me. Your scars, your endurance, and your victories are proof that you are worthy of everything that lies ahead. The fifth and final attack is restlessness. After such a long period of fighting, your mind and body may feel an intense urge to keep moving, to keep striving, even when there is no need. You may feel guilty for resting, or worried that you're becoming complacent. This restlessness will make you question whether you're doing enough, whether you're living up to your potential. But rest, chosen one, is not laziness, it is divine strategy. God has designed this time of peace to recharge you for the greater assignment ahead. When restlessness tries to steal your peace, remind yourself that you are in a season of renewal, not stagnation. Resting is not betrayal. This is divine strategy. I am exactly where I should be. With each affirmation, you will calm the storm of restlessness, allowing yourself to simply be knowing that this period of rest is a part of your divine preparation. These 5 attacks: dread during peace, comparison, poison, phantom threats, unworthiness, and restlessness, are part of the enemy's last-ditch effort to distract and derail you after victory. But now that you recognize them, you can counter them with mental shifts and internal resets. The key to overcoming these attacks is understanding that they are a natural part of the process, but they do not define you. By naming them, acknowledging them, and countering them with truth, you maintain your peace and protect the victory that is rightfully yours. You've earned this moment of rest, chosen one. You've endured and triumphed. Don't let these attacks take away the peace you've fought for. Stand firm in your identity, in the truth of your journey, and in the knowledge that you are exactly where you're meant to be. Chosen one, as you stand at the threshold of this new chapter, it is time for the final and most powerful part of your journey to unfold. The battle is over. The struggles, the hardships, the long, weary fight, it has all come to an end. Now, in this sacred moment, you are not simply moving on from what was. You are stepping into something far greater. You are being commissioned into your true purpose with a new identity that has been forged through the trials you've faced, the victories you've won, and the lessons you've learned. This is not just a transition. This is a divine appointment. In this moment, I speak over you not just as someone who has survived, but as someone who is now fully equipped for what lies ahead. The transformation you've gone through, the internal shifts, the spiritual growth, the mastery of endurance, faith, and discernment has led you here. And now it is time for you to step into your purpose with confidence, knowing that you carry within you the strength and wisdom needed for the next chapter of your divine journey. The road ahead may not always be easy, but it will be yours to walk. It will be filled with opportunities to use the very gifts you've gained through the hardships you've overcome. And though you may not have seen the full picture before now, it's time to see it clearly. Your new identity has been activated. You are no longer the person who was defined by the battles, the doubts, or the fears. You are someone who has been made whole, who has been elevated, and who is now prepared to walk into the destiny that has been waiting for you. This is your commissioning ceremony. The spiritual realm is witnessing this moment. Angels, ancestors, and the divine forces that have been by your side are all present, acknowledging the transition you're about to make. You are now being called to rise to your full potential, to embrace the purpose that has always been yours. The victory you've earned, the lessons you've learned, and the scars you carry are not just for your own benefit. They are the tools you need to serve a greater purpose. Your mission is not random. It is divinely orchestrated, designed to fit the unique strengths and wisdom you've gained through your journey. You've been prepared for this moment. You are equipped for what comes next. It's time to accept the commissioning of your new purpose. You have been chosen for this, set apart for the divine work that lies ahead. And now it's time for you to fully embrace it. Do not fear the unknown that lies ahead. Do not doubt your ability to handle what comes next. You are ready. The divine has already prepared the path for you, and with every step you take, you will be guided by the wisdom you have gained and the strength you have earned. As you move forward, know that you carry with you the authority of the one who created you, the wisdom of the battles you've fought, and the confidence of someone who has been chosen to do great things. The power of your new identity. The power of the transformation you've gone through is yours to wield as you step into your purpose. You are not stepping into this next phase alone. The spiritual realm is with you, supporting you every step of the way. You are part of something greater, a divine plan that has been unfolding for you since the moment you were born. Your purpose is not just about what you do, it is about who you are. It is about the light that shines from within you, the strength that others will draw from your example, and the wisdom that will guide those who walk alongside you. So now I invite you to accept this commissioning, to accept the divine assignment that has always been yours. The battle is over, and you have been shaped into someone who is ready for the work ahead. This is your time. Your new identity is sealed. Your purpose is clear. The path before you is ready. Walk it with the confidence of someone who knows they are fully equipped, fully prepared, and fully empowered to fulfill the divine destiny that awaits. Step into this new chapter with the strength and wisdom you've earned. The journey ahead will be powerful, and it is yours to claim. This is your commissioning, chosen one. Embrace it fully, for it is the next step into the divine purpose that has always been waiting for you. Chosen one, as we come to the close of this transformative journey, I want you to pause and reflect on everything you've just experienced. You are no longer the person who walked into these battles. You've been through the fire, and it has forged something incredible within you. Every challenge, every struggle, every moment of doubt that tried to break you only served to refine you, to prepare you for the purpose that has always been yours. You've been through a dual death, the death of your circumstances and the death of the old identity you once carried. But through that process, you didn't just survive, you were reborn. You've shed the old version of yourself, the one who doubted their strength, the one who feared they wouldn't make it through. Now standing here, you are a new creation, one that has been forged in the fires of adversity, equipped with wisdom, endurance, and a resilience that is unmatched. The divine preparation that has taken place in your life was not random. It was intentional, guided by a higher purpose. Everything you've been through was part of a greater plan, designed to shape you into the person you are today. You've earned every scar, every lesson, and every ounce of wisdom that now resides in you. These aren't just remnants of past struggles. They are certifications of your mastery. They mark you as someone who has faced darkness and emerged into the light. They signify your readiness for what comes next. Now let me reaffirm this truth to you. The hardest part is over. You've come through the storm, and the battle you fought, both external and internal, has come to its conclusion. You are now equipped with spiritual certifications that will guide you in whatever lies ahead. The wisdom you've gained from enduring, the faith you've cultivated through your struggles, the endurance you've built through your challenges, they are all yours to carry into the future. You are not the same person you once were, and that's why you can face whatever comes next with confidence. The hard season has ended, and now you stand on the other side, ready to embrace your purpose and walk in the strength that only comes from the trials you've overcome. As you move forward, I encourage you to walk with the full knowledge that you are not alone. The spiritual realm stands with you, angels, ancestors, and every divine being that has witnessed your journey. They are ready to support you in this next chapter. You have been prepared for this moment, and now as you step into your next assignment, know that you have the strength, the wisdom, and the power to succeed. Don't be afraid to rest in the peace that follows victory. It may feel strange at first, this peace after such a long period of struggle. But know that it is not a sign of weakness. It is the reward for your faithfulness. Rest in the assurance that you have done the work, that you have fought the good fight, and now it's time to walk into your purpose with clarity and peace. You've earned the right to experience this peace, and it will serve as the foundation for everything that comes next. Your next assignment is already in motion, chosen one. You have been equipped with everything you need to step into it with confidence. So walk boldly into the future, knowing that you are fully supported, fully capable, and fully prepared for what lies ahead. This is your time. Your transformation is complete, and your journey has only just begun. Trust in the divine timing that has brought you to this point, and trust that everything you've endured has led you exactly where you need to be. You are ready for what comes next, and I have no doubt that you will rise to meet it with the same strength, courage, and faith that has brought you this far. The hardest part is over, chosen one, and now the true adventure begins. Walk forward with peace in your heart, knowing that you are not only supported by the spiritual realm, but also by the wisdom you've earned through your journey. The world is waiting for you to step into your divine purpose. It's time.